Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be very special because we're revealing the top 4 most valuable US coins that have shocked collectors with their unbelievable prices. These are not just ordinary coins. Some of them were once used in daily life, but today they are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. From rare mint marks to hidden varieties and unique mistakes, each of these coins has an incredible story behind it. So if you love rare money, hidden treasures, and amazing discoveries, make sure to watch till the end, because the last coin might surprise you the most. Let's get started. Top 1. The 1978 $1 coin with AD mint mark, large date variety, found in circulated condition with scratches and very fine details. This coin has captured the attention of collectors around the world, especially after recent auction results showed prices reaching nearly $400,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single dollar coin, once used in everyday transactions, now worth more than many luxury cars. This remarkable coin was produced under the authority of the United States Mint, which has been responsible for creating America's official currency for more than 2 centuries. In 1978, the U.S. Mint was in a period of transition. The country was preparing to introduce smaller dollar coins, and special test and experimental strikes were being produced in limited numbers. Among these were rare dollar coins minted in Denver, at the famous Denver Mint, marked with the letter D. What makes the 1978 D large date dollar so special is its unusual background. During this time, the Mint was experimenting with different designs, dyes, and production methods. Some coins were struck in very small batches and never meant for public release. A few of these pieces quietly entered circulation through unknown channels, possibly mixed with regular coins or released by mistake. As a result, only a handful are known to exist today. The large date feature refers to the size and spacing of the numbers in the year 1978. On this rare variety, the date appears bolder, wider, and more prominent than on standard issues. To an untrained eye, it may look ordinary, but to an experienced collector, this detail instantly raises excitement. Combined with the D mint mark, it creates a powerful combination that signals extreme rarity. Now let's talk about condition. This particular coin is known in circulated, scratched, and very fine condition. Normally, collectors prefer coins in perfect shape. However, in the case of ultra-rare pieces like this one, even worn examples can be worth a fortune. Light scratches, surface marks, and signs of use actually prove that the coin traveled through real hands and real history. Despite circulation, the important design features remain clear, including the date, mint mark, and main portrait. In very fine condition, the coin still shows strong details in the hair, facial features, and lettering. The rims remain mostly intact, and the overall appearance is attractive. This balance between age, wear, and preservation adds to its charm. It tells a story of survival, a coin that escaped melting, loss, and destruction to reach collectors decades later. So why is this coin valued at around $400,000 today? The answer lies in 3 powerful factors: rarity, demand, and historical importance. First, rarity. Experts believe that fewer than a few dozen authentic examples exist. Some estimates suggest even fewer than 10 verified specimens. When supply is that limited, prices naturally rise. Second, demand. Dollar coin collectors, error coin hunters, and high-end investors all compete for pieces like this. Major auction houses promote these coins heavily, and wealthy collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own something truly unique. Owning this coin is not just about money, it is about prestige and legacy. Third, historical importance. This 1978 D-dollar represents a hidden chapter in U.S. coinage history. It reflects experimentation, change, and the evolution of American currency. It reminds us that even in modern times, surprises can still emerge from the mint. If you think you might own a 1978 D large date dollar, never clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value instantly. Instead, store it safely and have it examined by a professional grading service. Authentication is essential, as many fake and altered coins exist on the market. In conclusion, the 1978 $1 coin with D mint mark and large date is more than just metal. It is a piece of American history. Top 2. The 1983 United States half-dollar, large date variety, with AP mint mark, found in circulated condition yet still graded very fine, and commanding astonishing prices at auction, around $300,000 or even more. This is not a story about just any half-dollar. This is the extraordinary tale of a coin that defies expectations, a seemingly ordinary piece of pocket change that has become one of the most sought-after modern rarities in the entire coin collecting world. In 1983, the United States was deep in the era of modern coinage. Most half-dollars were minted in large quantities and used for banking, commerce, and everyday transactions. The Philadelphia Mint, home of countless coins that touch the hands of millions of Americans every day, was hard at work striking millions of pieces, and the half-dollar was considered a common denomination. Most collectors and casual spenders never expected that any 1983 half-dollar would someday be worth a small fortune. Yet this rare large date P-mint mark variety tells a very different story. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we need to recognize what makes it unique. The P-mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility with a long and storied history of producing some of the most iconic American coins ever made. But what truly sets this 1983 half-dollar apart is the large date designation. On most coins of this issue, the date appears in a standard size, with proportions consistent from year to year. On the rare large date variety, the numerals in the date are noticeably larger, more open, and positioned slightly differently compared to the typical coins from that year. To the untrained eye, this may seem like a subtle difference, but to specialists and seasoned numismatists, it is a defining characteristic that instantly signals something extraordinary. What makes this even more incredible is that most of these rare varieties were never officially documented or widely known by the general collecting public until a few large collections and estate discoveries brought them to light. Many specimens entered circulation mixed among regular coins, traded, spent, and forgotten for decades. Only recently have numismatists begun to piece together the evidence, authenticate these coins, and recognize just how rare they truly are. Now, let's talk about condition, because condition matters, even with a coin as rare as this. The example we are discussing today is in circulated condition, yet graded very fine. In numismatic terms, very fine means the coin shows moderate wear on the high points, but its major design elements, lettering, and date are clearly visible and well-defined. On a coin that has spent time in circulation, this condition is actually quite impressive, especially given its rarity. The scratches and surface marks you see are reminders of this coin's journey, passed through hands, stored in pockets, spent in transactions, all before becoming a prized collectible. Collectors often ask why a circulated coin can be worth so much more than ones in perfect mint state condition. The answer is simple: scarcity. When only a handful of examples are known to exist, and when most of them show signs of wear, because they were used in circulation, even circulated examples become incredibly valuable. In fact, the very nature of this coin's survival, worn but intact, adds to its mystique and desirability. So, why is the value of this coin around $300,000 in today's auction market? There are three core reasons: rarity, demand, and historic intrigue. First, rarity. estimates suggest that only a very small number of these large date P-mint mark half dollars were ever struck, and even fewer have survived to the present day. Some experts believe the number of authentic, collectible examples may be in the single digits, and each newly discovered specimen makes headlines. When supply is that limited, prices are naturally driven skyward. Second is demand. Coin collectors, modern variety specialists, and high-end investors alike are competing for these coins. Major auction houses showcase them prominently, and wealthy collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums to secure a piece of history that no one else has. Third is historic intrigue. This coin represents a mystery and a discovery. It challenges assumptions about modern coinage and reminds us that even in years when millions of coins were produced, surprises can still emerge decades later. For many collectors, owning this coin is more than an investment. It is a legacy, a story, a conversation piece that connects them to the broader tapestry of American coinage history. If you believe you might own one of these rare 1983 large date half dollars with a P-mint mark, it is critically important that you do not clean or alter the coin under any circumstances. Cleaning can irreparably damage its surfaces and dramatically reduce its value. Instead, have it professionally examined by a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Authentication is essential, as rare coins often attract counterfeit attempts and altered examples. In the world of coin collecting, few stories rival the allure of finding a seemingly ordinary coin that turns out to be extraordinarily rare and valuable. Top 3. The United States Sacagawea $1 coin from the year 2000, with the large date variety, an AP Mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. This coin, despite being in circulated condition with surface scratches and graded as very fine, has achieved incredible prices in today's auction market, around $200,000. Yes, $200,000 for a coin that once looked like everyday pocket change. This is a story about rarity, discovery, and the unexpected treasures hidden in American coinage. In 2000, the United States Mint was producing Sacagawea Dollar coins in large quantities for circulation. The Sacagawea Dollar program had been introduced just a year earlier to provide a modern, golden-colored $1 coin that would gain acceptance in commerce and reduce the need for costly paper bills. Named for the Shoshone guide who helped the Lewis and Clark expedition, the Sacagawea Dollar features her portrait and was intended to be widely used and widely collected. Most of these coins were considered common. Many were spent, stored in jars, or forgotten in drawers. Few people imagined they would one day be worth life-changing sums of money. But this particular 2000 Sacagawea Dollar is no ordinary example. What gives it its extraordinary value is the large date variety, combined with the P-Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and the fact that it is an extremely rare die variety. The large date designation refers to the size and spacing of the numerals in the date. On typical 2000 Sacagawea dollars, the date figures are standard in height and width. On this rare specimen, however, the numerals of 2000 are noticeably larger and spaced differently. This may sound like a small detail to most people, but for coin specialists and serious collectors, it is the defining feature that separates a common coin from a numismatic treasure. What makes this find even more remarkable is that only a very small number of these large date varieties are known to exist. Unlike coins intentionally produced as rare issues or limited editions, this variety appears to be an anomaly, a die pairing that escaped notice during production and made its way into circulation along with millions of regular coins. Over time, only a handful of these coins have been confirmed and authenticated. Each new discovery generates excitement and intense interest among collectors because they know these coins are not just rare, they are virtually unique. Now, let's talk about the condition of this coin because that's where things get even more interesting. The example fetching approximately $200,000 is in circulated condition with surface scratches. Normally, we think of valuable coins as pristine, unblemished, and graded mint state or proof. But for ultra-rare modern varieties, like this Sacagawea Dollar, even circulated specimens can command astonishing prices. In numismatic grading terms, very fine means the coin shows clear, moderate where on the high points of the design, but all major features, including the date, mint mark, and portrait details, remain distinct and readable. The surface scratches you see are not flaws. They are part of the coin's history. They tell the story of a piece that was used, spent, and carried by someone before its true value was ever recognized. Collectors often ask why a coin in very fine condition, with noticeable wear and scratches, can be worth so much more than an uncirculated example of a common date. The answer lies in supply and demand. For this particular variety, the supply is extremely limited. There are likely only a few certified examples in existence. When supply is this tight and collector demand is strong, condition becomes secondary to rarity. In fact, the very fact that these coins circulated at all suggests they entered the public sphere in small numbers, unnoticed by most, making their eventual discovery even more thrilling. Another factor driving the high auction values is demand from modern coin collectors, variety specialists, and investors who see these pieces not just as collectibles, but as long-term assets. Major auction houses highlight these coins when they come up for sale, drawing interest from national and international bidders. The bidding wars can be intense, and final prices often exceed expectations. For serious collectors, owning one of these Sacagawea dollars is a rare opportunity, a chance to possess a piece of American minting history that few others have. If you believe you might own one of these rare 2000 Sacagawea large date with P-Mint mark coins, do not clean it. Cleaning can destroy surface patina and significantly reduce value. Instead, store it carefully and have it professionally evaluated by a reputable grading service. Authentication is critical because rare varieties attract counterfeits and alterations. In the world of coin collecting, stories like this remind us that treasure can be hiding in plain sight, in pocket change, coin jars, and loose rolls of dollars. Top 4. The United States dollar featuring Rutherford B. Hayes, dated 1871 to 1881, from the year 2011, with a P-Mint mark and the large date variety. This remarkable coin, even in circulated condition with surface scratches and graded very fine, has reached astonishing prices in today's auction market, approximately $500,000. This isn't just a coin story. It's a story about rarity, discovery, American history, and the thrilling world of coin collecting. When most people think of dollar coins, they imagine the common modern issues that were made for everyday circulation. Coins produced in the millions, intended to be used in daily transactions. But every so often, a coin emerges that defies all expectations, a piece so unusual that it instantly becomes a legend among collectors. The 2011 Rutherford B. Hayes dollar is one of those coins. At first glance, it may seem like just another dollar, but to numismatists and serious collectors around the world, it represents an incredible find that blends historical significance with astonishing rarity. To understand why this coin is so special, we need to look at 3 key elements: the design itself, the large date variety, and the P-Mint mark. The coin honors Rutherford B. Hayes, the 19th President of the United States, whose term extended from 1877 to 1881. Although he is a well-known figure in U.S. history, coins depicting Hayes are not common in modern U.S. circulation. In 2011, the U.S. Mint released a series of presidential dollar coins as part of a broader program to honor American presidents. But the vast majority of these coins were stamped with standard designs, dates, and mint varieties. What sets this particular coin apart is the combination of the large date variety and the Philadelphia Mint mark, and the fact that it appears to be a rare die pairing that slipped through quality control and entered circulation. The large date designation refers to the relative size and spacing of the numerals in the date on the coin's obverse. On standard coins, the date follows consistent proportions, but on this rare variety, the numerals are noticeably larger, bolder, and set slightly differently. To a casual observer, the difference may seem subtle, but to a trained eye, it is unmistakable. This variation signals a distinct die, possibly from an early or experimental batch that was not intended for mass production. Most of these would normally have been identified and removed during the minting process, but for reasons unknown, a small number entered circulation. The P-Mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most historic coin-producing facilities in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint has been in operation since the late 18th century and has produced countless coins. But even in its long history, few modern dollar coins have achieved the kind of rare status that this piece has. Now, let's talk about condition, because that's where things get especially interesting. This specific coin is in circulated condition with surface scratches, graded very fine. Ordinarily, collectors value coins that are pristine, unblemished, and in mint state condition. Yet when it comes to truly rare varieties, even circulated pieces can command astronomical prices. In numismatic grading terms, very fine means that the coin shows moderate where on its highest points, but the primary design elements, portrait, lettering, date, and mint mark, are still clear and strong. The surface scratches you see are not imperfections in the story of this coin. They are proof that this piece lived a life where it circulated and was used, only later to be recognized as something incredibly rare. Why would a coin in circulated, very fine condition with scratches be worth an estimated $500,000? There are three major reasons: scarcity, demand, and historical intrigue. First, scarcity. Numismatic experts believe that only a very small number of these large date Rutherford B. Hayes $2011 exist. Some estimates suggest only a handful of authentic examples have been documented. When the supply of a collectible is incredibly limited, prices rise dramatically, especially when collectors realize they are competing for something virtually unique. Second, demand. Modern coin collectors, presidential dollar specialists, and high-end investors are all drawn to rarities like this. Auctions for these coins bring intense competition from bidders around the world. When major auction houses showcase such a coin, the bidding can push prices far beyond expectations. Collectors do not just see these coins as collectibles. They see them as legacy pieces, pieces of history that are likely to appreciate in value with time. Third, historical intrigue. This coin is not just rare because of a misplaced die or production anomaly. It connects to a broader narrative about American presidential history and the story of how we commemorate leaders through currency. Owning this coin is like owning a piece of American heritage, a physical link to history that transcends its face value. If you believe you might own one of these rare 2011 Rutherford B. Hayes large date P-Mint mark dollar coins, do not attempt to clean or alter it. Cleaning can cause irreversible damage and sharply reduce its value. Instead, protect it in a holder and seek professional evaluation from a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Authentication is essential, as rare coins often attract attempts at counterfeiting or alteration. In the exciting world of coin collecting, treasures like this remind us that remarkable discoveries can happen even with coins that at first seem ordinary.